quite rightly, ministers have said to me on a number of occasions that it's up to the devolved administration how to spend their money on their devolved areas. But when they come to spending money in reserved areas, shouldn't you be doing something about it?
So, civil servants must abide by Civil Service Code and the law, and that means that civil servants in Scotland and Wales can only spend their money on areas that are within their competence.
Well, the Constitution is a reserved area, isn't it?
Correct.
And there are responsible to a so-called Minister for Independence, I believe 20 civil servants who are supporting him. Is that right?
We are looking at some of these specifics as we speak, and doing that with ministers at the moment to see whether we need to issue further guidance and clarification to civil servants about what is and isn't appropriate spending.
I'm reassured.
And I don't want to prejudge the outcome.
No, I'm reassured, but I'm very reassured that you're doing that. But the principle would be that normally they shouldn't be spending money and using their time on reserved areas. Just to take a stupid example, if they were doing defence issues, that would be clearly crazy. But surely the Constitution is an equally important area, and if civil servants are effectively supporting ministers who want to break up the United Kingdom, and these are United Kingdom civil servants paid for by taxpayers' money, it would be a bit unusual and a bit worrying, wouldn't it?
I agree with you. It would be unusual and a bit worrying, which is why we're looking at the specifics of cases that you and other members raise regularly in correspondence.
I'm grateful to you.
So I can't answer for sort of, years ago. I assume it's because predecessors thought that the guidance that was there was adequate. But, as I say, I have reason, in a number of instances now where it's been, brought to my attention. So I am now discussing with ministers. We're looking at the propriety and ethics of it. Indeed, if necessary, we'll consult the Civil Service Commission about it. Because, to come back to the sort of rather important point that flows through all of this, is actually the integrity of the impartiality of our civil service is something we all want to protect, which is why I want to make sure that civil servants operating in Scotland have very clear guidance about what they cannot do, because they deserve that protection, and the whole civil service requires them to have that protection and guidance.
The Permanent Secretary in Scotland and the civil servants in Scotland need to know when they're still operating within the requirements of the Civil Service Code.
They certainly do. They want to, and to be clear, I believe that they have been looking at these edge cases diligently. But as I say, I want to go back round them all, with colleagues in Scotland, but with ministers, to make sure we are doing absolutely what we should to protect and preserve that impartiality.
That's very helpful. When are we going to see the guidance?
So I hope it will be weeks.
Thank you.